Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Morgan and I'm here from Rootshaw State High School today. I teach English and Humanities there and been teaching for about 6.5 years. I work as an English teacher this year, teaching years 12, 9 and 8 and have entered the role of Head of Curriculum Literacy this year. So it's been busy, but it's exciting. I began my teaching journey in central Queensland at Mackay North State High School, and I moved there after completing my Bachelor of Journalism. And I realised in broadcast journalism that I started entering into that my love for English had been completely squashed by having to find hard news for the evening's bulletin. So I wanted to go back and, I guess, relive my passion of writing and be able to share that with the students. So whilst in Mackay, I learnt very quickly to deal with, I guess, classroom management, build my subject knowledge and engage with the local community. My first year of teaching, I guess, was getting the classroom settled, knowing the students and how they learn, and learning the content and how to teach it. But after my second year, I really wanted to start to evaluate, I guess, my position as a teacher and where I really wanted to take my career. Not about promotional positions at that stage, but just how I wanted to improve my practice. So I started to self-reflect and I guess set little goals for myself, and I found that this really helped me as a teacher. So the last week with my Year 12s, we've been doing a lot of, I guess, having a lot of philosophical conversations as they're about to enter the world. And this quote by Denzel Washington just really resonated with me the other day. And it said, take chances professionally. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. And I think that's sort of the mantra that I live by in the day-to-day. So today I'm going to share with you just some experiences and strategies to help you navigate your career path and show you how you can pursue your passion in the teaching profession. The latest research from Hattie suggests that, he ranks collective teacher efficacy as having the most significant impact on student outcomes. And he discusses the idea that if teachers are able to measure the impact on their teaching as a collective group, then students' learning can increase by a staggering 1.5 years. And I guess, to be honest, collective teacher efficacy seems like a bit of an intangible idea. However, I guess the ability to measure the impacts of individual strategies is not. And although Hattie discusses the impacts of teachers collectively, the ability to apply strategies and improve them starts with the individual. So I wanted to talk to you about how you can create attainable goals and in the ideal world, I guess, create teams that target the same goals, implement them and then measure your impacts, but that's probably a bit further down the track. I did have some learning goals for the session. It's a bit late in the afternoon for that, but I guess I really wanted people to focus on their passion, and that's sort of been the message in the last few presentations today, because it is really important that we're passionate about what we're doing. So I did have a little activity I would like you to write down. It kind of stems from Alexandra's presentation this morning about critical and creative thinking routines. So I just wanted for you to pick a colour that you think represents who you are as a teacher, a symbol that you think encompasses you, and then an image. So just really quickly, if you could do that. Did anyone want to share what colour they chose? Yes?
I chose yellow.
Okay.
I think, do I have to adjust it?
Yeah, that would be great.
I think yellow is a very happy colour. I think it kind of vibrates like happiness. And
Great.
it's also helping each other because it's the same.
Perfect.
Yeah, I chose green because I'm a geography teacher, so environmentalism and green for growth as well. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
Cool.
Orange reflects my creativity and then my other teaching area, visual arts, and just that's my happiness. So,
Awesome. Yeah.
I chose pink because I'm very maternal. And some of my students sometimes even hold them up. You might still get it by grade 10.
That's awesome. Great, thank you. So I guess I wanted to use that activity because I think you first need to understand who you are as a teacher, and I know that, oh yeah, that's the right one. When we create goals and we have these EQ policies and we have our standards, which is extremely important because, you know, it governs who we are as teachers, but I think it still needs to be real to who we are. And I think writing down our goals is also really important. So our principal has us reading some leadership books at the moment, and I came across this message the other day in Simon Sinek's book. He's the author of Readers Eat Last, and he explores the fundamental reasoning behind why, as humans, we actually need to visualise our goals. And he says that being able to set a goal and achieve it releases the human emotion of dopamine within us, and it's the feel-good hormone. So I guess, as mentioned previously, Hattie's research talks about the significance of collective teacher efficacy and the ability to measure input to have impact on student output. So I think writing down goals and measuring our impacts as teachers, it will not only make us feel good and work together, it's also going to potentially improve the outcomes of our students. So being able to visualise our goals, write them down, create goals that we're passionate about and be able to measure them could potentially impact our students' learning. So I did want to link it back to the Australian Professional Standards. So if you do have a goal, can I ask you now to spend, a minute thinking about something that you would like to change in your classroom? It could be about changing the teaching profession, or just something that you know that you really want to work on. It could be about classroom management, managing challenging behaviour, implementing pre-tests. So yeah, maybe just have a chat with the person next to you about something that you would like to set for yourself, a goal. Okay. I think the reason why I chose to use the standards is because they have actually, I guess, they can give you, you're able to track your goals, I guess, in a tangible form. You can look at a list of things and say, okay, I need to do this, this and this if you want to move to the next level. And I guess I am in that phase of my career where I am looking at I like the role of leadership and moving towards promotional positions. That's, I guess, the phase of my career where I am at. So in terms of setting goals for me, using the standards to help me progress really does help. So does anyone here who works for EQ? Yeah, so do you develop your DPPs at the start of the year? And I know some people go, oh, that's a waste of time. I actually find them really useful because you can measure your progress. And the best part about it for me is that you can take those goals, and when you're implementing or practicing what you preach in the classroom, that's really powerful. Otherwise, it's not worth it. If it doesn't make it through the door to your classroom and you're doing it for the kids, yeah, it doesn't matter. So I do have some resources here as well that I can give out to you. It's some of Mazzano's strategies that you can actually apply to your goal setting. So I'll leave those at the door and you can grab them on your way out. It looks at the different domains and gives you a list of strategies that you can actually apply in the classroom. I guess just on a final thought about goal setting, definitely be innovative and passionate. And yes, hardworking. Do not burn yourselves out. I know that's hard sometimes, but it's really important that we're well. And yeah, don't ask anyone to do anything that you're not willing to do yourself. I think that's really important. As my role as a coach, I definitely have to practice what I preach. If I ask someone to do something, then I better be in the classroom doing it too. Never stop learning. And yeah, you can't change the world overnight. So yeah, that's that in a nutshell. Thank you.